All right, we have Penn State represented by head coach Jeff Kampersal and student athletes Katie DeSa, Tessa Janecke, and Maya Vaslet. We'll start with an opening statement from coach and then take questions from there.
Yes, so far our trip to Madison has been seamless, so we appreciate the hospitality of you all. We're ready to go. We've since our championship win at Mercyhurst, we took a few days off and then got back to work Wednesday to Sunday. Another day off, and once we found out our opponent, we ramped it up a little bit, and hopefully have a good skate today and be ready tomorrow night against St. Lawrence.
Take questions here.
Tessa, I'm wondering if you can get into how many people you'll know here in the building tomorrow night, and maybe about like how you grew up, how far away from here, things like that.
Yeah, I think tomorrow I'm definitely going to have quite a few people here just from my hometown, but I grew up like 50 minutes to an hour from here. I kind of always did some of their camps and stuff growing up, so I know a few faces around the rink too, but it's going to be nice to have my support from home for sure. So.
Just wonder if maybe any of the players, and maybe Jeff, you want to weigh on this too. The week off between championship game and now, good and the bad. I wonder if you can give me some reasons why it's helped and some reasons why you're a little, maybe concerned about what it might mean going into tomorrow.
I think it's good because we got a little bit of a rest in between, but also we're ready to roll in St. Lawrence and hopefully Wisconsin coming up. So I think we're all just really excited and practice really hard for the two teams we're going to play.
Yeah, last year when we won, we had the next day selection show, and then we're on the road Tuesday. So we really didn't have a chance to absorb the accomplishment that we achieved, and we're automatically at the Ohio State site. And so this year, it was nice to enjoy like what we accomplished in the season, kind of recharge batteries, and not be as panicked not be as rushed as we were last year.
Was it something the CHA coaches decided on as a group to give it that week, or is it just kind of how the schedule laid out?
It kind of shook out that way. We, like our playoff structure has evolved over the years. Like we used to have all six teams play at one site and one game eliminations, and then we talked about protecting like maybe the 1 and 2 seed by having like 2 out of 3 series, and so then I think it was originally scheduled like 3 to play 6 and 4 to play 5 in series. And then, we thought like trying to go through the numbers in terms of trying to get 2 CHA teams in the tournament, whether the numbers of 3 through 6 playing, if it's going to help or hurt the one and, whoever else, the stronger seeds, if it's going to hurt them or help them. So we went through some formulas and we decided on 4 teams making it, and then I think with our new commissioner who will be here tomorrow, like we have a new vision in our league, and there'll be changes down the road with Delaware joining.
Katie, I wonder if you can just talk about what your confidence level is at after the championship game, and kind of how you can spin that into taking on things that are in the bright lights here.
Yeah, for sure. I think my confidence level is in a good spot. There's always still more to be done, and I think this past week was a good reset, help us dial back into work, and then get going for this weekend against St. Lawrence.
Whoever wants this one too. What do you think, or was there a point in this season where you thought, we're good enough to be here, we're good enough to do this, and where did that belief kind of come from? Was there a moment you can kind of point to it at any point in the season?
I think going into the season, that's always the goal, and that's always the mindset you should have going into any game, let alone just the tournament. So I think like us keeping that in the back of our mind the entire season, that there's going to be those ups and downs, but like this is our end goal and this is anybody's end goal. And I think a confident team, not a cocky team, is just someone that always has that in the back of their mind. And if that's what you want to do as a team, then it's like, we're going to do this and we're going to come together and prove it. So,
Maya, what do you think you as a team have to do as well or better than you've done all season tomorrow to have success?
I think obviously just keep doing what we're doing, like what we have been doing, because that's been working out, but obviously ramping it up to the next level because we're going to be playing some really talented teams and have a lot of talented players. So just keep going and obviously move the puck well. And if we get like a run on power play, we have to make sure we bury them. So, yeah.
Jeff, can you get into maybe where you're at as a program, where you want it? Are you on the timeline you kind of hope things would be at right now, and maybe what does these last 2 years do to advance things?
Yeah, I think that for Allison and I, we've been here for all 7. I know Julie's not up here; she's been here for 5 of the 7. So the times weren't necessarily great in the beginning, and it's good now. Like, we spent a lot of time on our culture. Like, you have 3 student athletes up here that are all really good humans and really good hockey players, and so we have a room full of those women, and that's it makes it a lot easier to coach when you're not dealing with a lot of drama, I guess. And so we've moved beyond that phase. In terms of last year, though, it was I was telling people at home that it was it's kind of a relief to sort of win, and we were at that point where we had a semifinal, like, got knocked off or whatever, and then so it was our time to win, and they did, and so it was a relief more than an enjoyment. And this is, for me personally, this year it was an enjoyment, considering that we lost like probably 5 of 6 of our leading scorers, and players that had maybe lesser roles that have much greater roles now, and they all stepped up when their numbers called, and I think that's pretty awesome and a testament for them and the training that they put in and the time that they put in to be ready to go. And so now we're in that mode where last year we played Quinnipiac 6 periods and had an unfortunate outcome. We want respect for our league, and trying to get that respect, we need to beat these top so-called top dogs, and tomorrow night will be a good start.
Katie, I wonder if you can speak to where you've seen the culture grow throughout the season, maybe just throughout these last 6 months, maybe even to being where Coach is talking about having it be that way.
Yeah, for sure. The beginning of the season, you could immediately see the culture shift, just with the people in the locker room and the energy on the ice. And then as the season went on and postseason rolled around, that intensity still continued, but it was all good fun. There was respect for everyone, and everyone knows they have a role, and their role is important no matter what it is. So that's really important leading up, especially in postseason.
Tessa, what did it mean to you to have a season that got recognized as being, top 10 Patty Kaz worthy, and how did that develop for you in terms of where you started the year and a growth and a belief into this? I'm right there with everyone else.
I mean, I never didn't think that I could be a top 10 Patty Kaz, but I think it's just something that should humble you as a player, not really something that should boost an ego. So I mean, I don't know. To me, it's just who you are as a person, outside the rink as well. Kind of greater than what you can just do on the ice. I think it's how well-rounded you are and how you can be that good teammate as well. Patty Kaz isn't just about how many goals you can put in the back of the net. It's how your teammates perceive you as well, and obviously other teams and coaches, because they're the ones voting on it. But I mean, I always had it in the back of my mind, and I think it's just something that comes from a team as well and how they feel about you. But obviously, it's something I'm grateful for. But
Last one for me is Jeff. Can you discuss what that means for the program too, to have that recognition of a top 10 finalist, and people are obviously seeing that some good things are happening there.
Yeah, I was talking to the Wisconsin, maybe the student, I don't know if they're students or not, who are going to broadcast our game. And I try to take bias out of it, but I think it's awesome that Tessa was a top 10. I believe she should have been a top 3. The way that she plays the game, face-offs, little things. And I mean, the point scorers are going to get recognized, like no question. But we're not like rolling teams like 12-0, and Tessa's not getting 10 points in those 12-goal games. So she gets hurt by that nationally. But what she does, like making a big play backdoor against Mercy Hurst, it doesn't count in the stats. But those plays win games. But to your original question, like to have like the national recognition, it all helps. Like making the tournament helps. Recruits now, it's a little bit over my head, social media and all that stuff. But they pay attention to those things. They pay attention to teams that make the tournament, and so it can only help our cause, or the Penn State program cause.
All good. All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Thank you.
All set.